Slaves are those who have lost their freedom and must rely on others, branded as the lowest of the low, unworthy of any honor. Yet, in this vast world, a young man stands apart, treating them with unwavering respect. He is Banazza, the wandering merchant whose heart knows no prejudice. The demi-humans in his service earn fair wages and rewards, while others scorn him, labeling him a fraud in their jealous eyes. It's no surprise people think differently, each with their own path. Suddenly, Banazza's body glows with an otherworldly light, pulling him to a distant realm. Below, in the Magic Kingdom, desperate against the Dark Army's assault, they invoke a forbidden summoning ritual to call heroes from another world. Banazza, merely a merchant, never imagined such power. He was just an ordinary soul. Alas, they tested his abilities with a magic stone, as is custom. Most summoned ones receive godlike skills from the divine. But Banazza? Nothing special, just average stats, perhaps even weaker than the lowliest warrior here. Nearby, another is summoned, blessed with astonishing numbers that make fortune smile upon him. He knows he's the chosen one, brimming with confidence. The king, overjoyed at finding a true hero candidate, speaks without restraint. Poor Banazza tries to request a return, but it's a one-way trip. Later, summoned before the arrogant king, Banazza is banished as useless trash, warned to keep silent or face the kingdom's wrath as an enemy. He's escorted like a prisoner to a strange, distant land. Thankfully, in this world, demi-humans aren't despised. They live freely, equally with humans, even held in higher regard. The driver ignores him completely, leaving Banazza to learn he's headed to the remote Delvira forest. Days blur into 20 as time passes. They arrive at last. The king provides only a bottomless bag with basic food and weapons. Feeling sympathy, the lizard driver advises Banazza to flee quickly, rumors swirling of the Dark Army lurking nearby. Banazza nods, saying, "All right, I'll get out of here fast," his voice masking the fear gripping his heart. Luckily, this world shares similarities with his old one, so he knows how to use the bottomless bag. Pulling out a sword, it looks impressive at first, but it's clearly junk. Suddenly, a swarm of slimes attacks. Banazza swings wildly in panic, somehow defeating them all. The sword shatters after a few strikes, truly worthless. After the battle, he levels up, but his stats show strange infinity symbols now, not numbers. And his skills integrate with a voice system. Curious, Banazza activates it for guidance. The voice reveals he can cast countless spells without chanting. It also uncovers why the slimes attacked the bag was enchanted to attract monsters, likely the king's cruel trick. A scheme to end him, with cheap weapons sealing his fate, summoned against his will and now targeted for death unforgivable. But with the voice system's help, everything feels manageable. He easily removes the bag's curse, wondering how it was so simple. As he considers entering the forest, the system warns of dangers. He learns that Delvira Forest is tainted with high levels of malum, a toxic essence from beasts. Yet, with his current abilities, Banazza can purify it all. The system confirms it would only use a third of his magic, so he proceeds. In a brilliant flash, holy energy floods the forest, erasing the dark pollution and evil forces. This massive purification reaches the king's ears. His daughter scolds him for sending an innocent like Banazza to certain death, but the king dismisses it, viewing him as worthless garbage, fit to die in exile. The king mistakenly credits the blonde hero for this feat, not realizing the truth. Back with Banazza, his magic replenishes instantly after the purge, leaving him unfazed. Now, eager to return to the city, the system suggests shape-shifting magic. This versatile spell can even change genders. Banazza experiments, transforming into an alluring woman, marveling at the form. But he must choose a practical identity for the future. Playing around, he shifts to a normal local appearance. With teleportation skills unlocked, he recalls the city and vanishes, reappearing in the capital in an instant. Awe-struck by this miraculous power, he toys with the idea of returning home. But how? For now, survival calls. He needs work and coin. Accustomed to trading, yet starting from nothing, he joins the Adventurers Guild. The rules here mirror his old world, with helpful support. To hide his summoned identity, he registers as Philo. Just then, a young girl arrives, seeking an escort to Delvira Forest, but no one helps due to the danger and low pay. Banazza, ever the kind soul, steps in, mentioning his teleportation magic. The crowd gasps in a way no one here wields such ability. Nearby soldiers intervene, suspecting kidnapping, demanding proof. Banazza agrees to demonstrate, inviting them along to avoid trouble. The bold women join, and in a flash they're all in Delvira Forest. The girl mage wonders if Banazza is a legendary wizard from the greatest empire. "I know nothing of that," he replies humbly. "I'm just a merchant." The royalty apologizes for their doubt. The girl notices the malum is gone, and Banaza nearly confesses, but the system halts him, warning of demons nearby, revealing an enemy in their midst. Swords draw toward the silver-haired girl they'd suspected her all along, based on rumors of a suspicious child. Exposed, she transforms into her true form. She is Fenris, sister of Fengarin from the Hellish Quartet. Sent to hunt for food, she sees them as prey. Her malum weakens the royal warriors like poison. Only Banaza stands unaffected, stepping up to protect them and teleport everyone to safety. Alone he faces her, determined to eliminate any threat to life, even if he doesn't understand why fate chose him. Unleashing his skills, he adapts quickly, gaining the upper hand. Fenris, a mighty beast, is stunned by this unyielding force. Despite her struggles, she's overpowered. The system suggests enslavement, but Banaza rejects it, haunted by his world's injustices. Fenris fights back with gravity magic, but the system counters, urging enslavement again. Banaza refuses, and she finally surrenders, shamed by defeat. As a high-ranking demon, death seems honorable, but Banaza spares her, saying he won't kill a surrendered foe, even if she might threaten the world later. She reverts to her beautiful human form. Banaza, unattached, covers her modestly and pleads for peace. Before he finishes, she collapses from exhaustion. Reflecting, Banaza realizes his vast array of magic, wondering at his hidden strength. Fenris awakens, touched by his care and restored power, offering to serve him as master or perhaps husband. Banaza hesitates, but her tears and desperate plea win him over, agreeing to let her join his journey. He has no desire to harm, so he releases his magic. Whether demon or human, if she yields, he's forgiving. Touched, she stays by his side, her beauty stirring his heart, yet he remains composed, unaware of her charm. After the battle, Banaza ponders his immense powers, while Fenris, grateful, vows loyalty, even hinting at deeper bonds. Back at the castle, the king faces his first defeat, trusting the hero with stats of 999, whose forces were decimated. The hero blames his weak troops, fleeing in cowardice. The king swallows his anger, relying on him still. Banaza returns to the city with Fenris, registering her as an adventurer, choosing G to hide her identity, ensuring their secret stays safe. With his new companion, Banaza shares his story of being summoned as a rejected hero. He shows her his true form, and despite potential hardships, she swears eternal service, even in intimate matters, binding her wolf clan's honor to him. The king regrets trusting the hero, whose arrogance leads to disaster. Banaza and Fenris continue their life, blending in as a couple, strengthening their bond amid the chaos. The hero indulges in vice, ignoring training, while Banaza adapts, registering as adventurers and facing new threats with Fenris by his side. The guild mistakes them for a real couple, delighting Fenris, who embraces the role. They prepare for dangers, with Banaza shielding her from exposure. A high-reward quest arises for the beasts attacking the hero's forces. With monsters heading toward the capital, panic spreads, but Banaza and Fenris stand ready, her confidence in their strength unshakable. Banaza still doesn't realize how strong he is, so his wife wants to prove it by clearing out the beasts alone. That way, she'll show he's as mighty as a god. With instant teleportation, they reach the spot. Below, there's a guild house prepared for adventurers to rest. He decides to hunt with his wife and test some new magic along the way. Suddenly, they hear screams, so they rush over. It's the group Mien saved before, now attacked by minor beasts. Fenris wants to ignore it, but with a husband now, she follows his lead. So, they step in, chanting, "O great deity," to strike down the beasts below. The last one falls to her fury. Grateful, they thought Banaza perished against a stronger foe. He introduces Fenris, evading details, leaving her playfully upset. A young bear attacks, but submits to Fenris's gaze, impressing them with its intelligence. They tame it as a pet, naming it Exby, transforming it to avoid fear, strengthening their growing family. Inside the house, the warrior group introduces themselves. The blonde is Balrossa, the mage girl is Bano, the muscular dark-skinned one is Brom, and the archer type is Ballery. They all want to get stronger, so they're asking you two for guidance. Because of the hero's disastrous failure, the country is in danger. He's refusing to train and demands strong soldiers before fighting the Demon King. The hero's cowardice dooms them, yet the king clings to hope. These warriors, humbled by a simple beast, yearn to train with the mighty. Banaza politely declines, citing his new life with Fenris. They respect the bond, but Fenris offers light training, pulling him in. At the Demon King's castle, news of Fenris's defeat alarms him, ordering her capture. The next day, Banaza wakes to Fenris by his side, reflecting on her romantic advances the night before, which he gently refused, easing her sadness. Mien tries to explain that bedroom matters need order love first, then the rest. Banaza was about to sleep outside when his wife reminds him that the other 4 girls might notice their relationship. That makes sense, so he stays in the room. Just then, Fenris starts to change his clothes, and Balos walks in, gets embarrassed, and runs off. Training begins lightly, pitting them against a massive boar. They struggle, but it's a test of growth, Banaza watching with quiet pride. After earning money from selling those beasts, Banaza rented a bigger house, giving everyone plenty of space for training and comfort. Rise even cooked for the group, but forgot that humans don't eat raw meat like she does. So, Banaza stepped in to prepare various dishes, with a little help from B. Rossa, who admitted she's better at cooking than swinging a sword. At first, Fenris complained, but when she learned it was made by her husband, she ate obediently. She's always eaten raw meat, so tasting seasoned dishes shocked her. Now, she's thinking of learning to cook to serve her husband. Switching to the next day, the couple takes a pile of beasts to sell. The guild seeks Banaza privately, impressed by his feats, offering a royal position against the Demon King. He declines, seeing the court's corruption and preferring his freedom. He finds Fenris singed from a cooking mishap. The hero lounges in luxury, eager for Banaza, but his refusals persist. She's determined to surprise Banaza, so she's set on mastering cooking. Switching scenes to the hero, he's living it up surrounded by beauties, and he's heard about a powerful adventurer invited to work under him, so he's excited. But even after 100 invitations, Mien's answer is still no, so that's not happening. Fenris is tired of their constant invitations this month, so she plans to teach them a lesson. In this month, the 4 girls have been diligent, tilling soil, growing veggies, and training. Rise teaches her precise archery, but she hesitates to shoot cute beasts. The mage runs out of energy with every spell, so Banaza gives her a recovery ring. A spy from the Demon King visits, but Fenris sees through it, introducing Banaza. The spy's inability to gauge his strength hints at the storm ahead. Banaza's purification of Delvira Forest is revealed, saddening Fenris over her brother's loss, yet her love for him deepens. The women overhear, shocked, but promise secrecy. The spy deems them a threat, challenging Banaza to a spar. He accepts for the thrill, countering her magic effortlessly, teaching her a lesson and solidifying his resolve. The next day, they apologize for hiding Fenris's identity. The women accept her, as she's left the Demon King's side. The spy rallies the Demon King's forces. Banaza agrees right away, since he's bored and thinks some exercise would be good. Monleo's goal is to use magic to restrain men and attack Fenris first. But that guy has high-level magic cancellation, so with a snap their spell shatters. He realizes they're targeting his wife, so he teaches them a lesson. Luckily, they surrendered quickly. Their bond grows, with Banaza embracing Fenris fully. The women envy her, as the Demon King lurks closer. The Demon King's strongest foresee a dragon army that's destroyed human forces many times. To others, it's dragons, but Banaza sees them as lizards. In a flash, they're electrocuted and charred suddenly, a feast of grilled meat. Monleo sees it and flees in fear, while some thinks of throwing Quack at the dragon for experience, so he agrees since there are a few left. Banaza teleports their home away, escaping the chaos, as war erupts between humans and demons. In their new haven, his feelings for Fenris deepen, vowing to stay together forever. The women admire Balrossa's title, fueling their ambitions, while the Demon King disguises himself, testing their defenses. Banaza and Fenris confront him, standing firm, as the kingdom crumbles under the hero's failures. The Demon King invites Banaza to his side, revealing the endless war's history, seeing him as the key to victory. Banaza declines, valuing peace over power. Fenris supports him, as the Demon King retreats, impressed yet undeterred. He questions the Demon King's motives, learning of the war's roots in a summoned king like himself. The cycle of conflict seems eternal, with Banaza as the potential endgame, but he chooses his path. The Demon King's aura tests them, but Banaza remains unshaken, forcing a temporary retreat. When she didn't flinch under the pressure, really, she fainted on the spot, not out of bravery. The next day, she faces death again as the Demon King's grandfather visits. Unlike yesterday, he wants to appeal emotionally to get Banaza to join him. Fenris sees how persistent he is and keeps chasing him away, but it's no use. Men doesn't want to drive him off either. The guest, since he hasn't harmed anyone. The whole day, the Demon King follows Balos, thinking she's strong, but that exposes the demons' movements to the court. They think the demons are trying to recruit Banaza, and since they couldn't after a month, the king plans to send someone to deal with it. The princess tries to stop it, but the hero butts in with his big mouth. Wanting to show off, the Demon King's side is doing well too. Ulaminas talks about when to launch the army. He wants to secure talented people first. Monleo is worried that some see the Demon King getting too close to humans, and it's true. Meanwhile, Banaza just finished some gear from dragon scales to sell for money. From now on, life might get tougher, so… The hero's army arrives, demanding submission, but Banaza teleports them away, evading war's grasp. Isn't a good idea. The rude hero demands men follow and serve him or die. He says even though they're outnumbered, he doesn't want to fight, so they'll just move elsewhere. Asking his wife, she says anywhere's fine, and the four girls agree. Instantly, men uses wide-area teleportation on the whole house, leaving the hero and his army in shock. The kingdom uses purification to hold back the demons, but at great cost, leaving them vulnerable. The hero hides in fear, as the princess takes charge, seeking true strength. The demons adapt, anticipating the humans' desperate move, turning the tide strategically. A purification spell, woven by hundreds of mages, created an effect similar to what Banaza used in the Men Forest. Meanwhile, Banaza's living carefree, exploring the new city daily and trying to sell his gear, but it's all top-tier stuff, so it's not selling yet. Fenris sticks to her husband like a playful pup, asking if he wants dinner, a bath, or something else. The women plan to farm and trade, supporting the group as the kingdom recovers from purification's aftermath. Not knowing how to make money anymore, it's a bit disheartening. Fenris doesn't blame them, saying as the wife of the leader, she must care for the whole pack. They're stunned, since when do humans get treated like a pack? Banaza just wants them to clean the house and improve their sword skills and magic. Back in the capital, it's safe now thanks to the purification spell, though it might push back the demon clan. Exhausted mages leave them defenseless, with the princess leading the recovery. A dark entity grants the hero power, cursing the land as ancient evils awaken. A painful blow. That night, in Main's love room, though they're like husband and wife, he hasn't taken things further yet. With finances unstable, having 9 pups would be impossible to handle. She's been through so much, so Banaza expresses his thanks. Glancing over, she's already asleep, so he decides not to say more and make it up in other ways. The next morning, everyone suggests the couple go on a date. Fenris knows loving couples hold hands, flirt, and more, so she's thrilled. The weather's perfect today. The 4 girls will stay home to work, so they encourage Banaza to take his wife out. She's over the moon, thanking them and dragging him along before he changes his mind. They wander the city, eating, shopping, and he asks her. He gifts Fenris jewelry, symbolizing their commitment, as jealousy stirs among the women. With him. That night, Fenris sneaked under the bed to sleep with her husband, afraid of damaging anything. He woke up startled, but found her so adorable he didn't wake her, just gently moved her away. The next morning, the storm hero couldn't stand being kicked out, so he broke into the palace to steal. His lover still sees him as a hero and followed him. She's still bitter, remembering the humiliation. The scene of Banaza humiliating him. As a hero who can't use magic, he wants something useful. Suddenly, a voice calls, "Oh, heroic one!" Wait, no, he's asked if he wants power. If so, free me, and I'll grant a wish. A secret room opens, revealing a sword. The sealed one is inside, and just pulling it out will. The entity, Hai Amanyan, offers wishes, but at a terrifying cost, as the princess seeks Banaza. She asks about his 3 wishes, with a twisted smile. In the palace, the talented seer has arrived. The princess explains the situation to seek advice and escape the Demon King's siege. Before any divination, collars are slapped on everyone. They realize an intruder is here. These are sign-breaking collars, which… The oracle reveals him as the true hero, sending the princess on a quest. Many losses to seal the demon again. Now it's Chaos Station guards at key spots, and let someone release the demon to threaten the nation. The time left is for the demon to fulfill the wish. The princess asks the seer how to escape this. The answer comes soon. She reveals they must find the true hero, already summoned before. Everyone realizes it's the one who was sent away. The princess decides to search personally, not send troops, since the country is short-handed. Back to Banaza, he's found someone interested in buying the dragon scale shield. The buyer heard rumors about. Banaza's wrath saves Fenris, defeating the entity and solidifying his legend. He spares her, welcoming her into his fold, as the women witness his godlike power. Their journey continues, with love and battles shaping their epic tale. She launches a 1,000,000 power strike, but it's useless, so she realizes he's incredibly strong. Men is furious, asking Balos to care for his wife while he settles this score. He can't forgive her. Banaza's never fought before, but now, with his wife's blood spilled, and her acting like nothing happened, the system automatically activate the ultimate time control skill to save Fenris. The demon is stunned seeing the time reverse on one target. You can cast that? Probably only men can. Before she can say more, she gets a punch to the mouth. So, demons bleed red like humans. She says one more thing and gets another kick, realizing she's no match for. Time magic saves the day, revealing his infinite potential, as Fenris cherishes his strength. The women adapt to their extraordinary life, with Banaza reflecting on his choices. He decides to stay, finding true happiness with Fenris, embracing their shared destiny. Their love culminates in a passionate moment, interrupted yet unbreakable. The princess persists in her search, as darker forces rise. She's just like that demon, thanking him for freeing her, but she's even more ruthless in granting wishes. Knowing he wanted power, she turned him into a loyal dog, let him enjoy his moment of glory, punishing the royals who sealed her. Back to Banaza, he's using healing to save the demon. She wakes up, and, terrified, she begged not to be killed. After reviewing the situation, with Fenris safe, they let her go, otherwise she'd have been sent straight to the underworld. Balros asked about dealing with High A, since he's probably the only one in the world who can. Just now he used magic to read her memories and learned why she attacked. He even considered locking her away in the treasury for good. If there's trouble, Fenris stops it. She comes up with a brilliant idea: turn the demon into a servant for her husband. She's wild but a bit clueless, seeing him as the pack leader and the others as their kids. For a strong pack, they need strong members, and this demon fits, so she wants him to claim her. Though she's the victim, Fenris doesn't hold a grudge. If anything, he heeds warnings about time magic, focusing on their present bond. That girl's a master of magic and knows using that spell is dangerous, it could cause chaos. So, she begs him never to use it again. Time manipulation magic only changes time in a designated area. When cast, surrounding areas might create anomalies or unexpected things. As a demon, she can use it too, but with limits. Of mine by quite a bit, and I only dare use it on one target. If you're thinking of reversing time for the whole city, who knows what could happen? As far as anyone knows, no human can use that spell. Banaza can because he has infinite skills. In short, he's like a god, able to learn any skill through experience. Just seeing it once, the system will learn and upgrade that spell to be unstoppable. Fenris, knowing her husband is godlike, feels down. That afternoon they return home and introduce the demon to the other three. It's annoying, first the demon king, now a demon. They thought demons were just legends, but they're real. Brossa motivates everyone, saying as long as she's here, it won't be. Their night of passion is humorously disrupted, highlighting their playful dynamic. He promises to stay, sealing their fate in this magical realm. Just like Fenris, this place is perfect for them. At first they were just pretending to be married, but after spending time together they realized their feelings were real. So, he asked his wife if she truly wanted to have 9 little pups for him. Rise? Of course, she agreed. Gravity's pull then brought their lips together in a crash, bodies pressing close. They were even thinking tonight would be their spring night, but then another person interrupted. The interruption comes from no one else but High A. She flies silently, without a single footstep, making no noise at all. If you ask when it started, it's from the moment gravity's pull drew them crashing together. The reason is simple. I've become the master now, so I must fulfill my duty to watch over everything. Rise feels a deep regret for inviting her. Without this barrier, in 9 months there might be 7 loyal little ones. The princess's quest continues, with Banaza's legend spreading far and wide. Shared meals and laughter weave their bonds, as Fenris guards her role jealously. Transforming like that feels unreal. Fenris doesn't want High A competing to cook, so she assigned her to clean the house. This hits the other 4 girls hard. They usually do little chores, and now it's all taken, leaving them worried about becoming freeloaders. High A worships Banaza, calling him the Supreme One. He doesn't like that title. It feels off. After eating, Bro jumps right into farming before he becomes a burden. XB loves it, so she shifts into her bear dog form to lend a paw. Baya goes to tend the horses, but hasn't made any money from it yet. Her horses are smart though, they lick her when she's down to cheer her up. Bano, the ultimate playboy type. The mage can't do anything anymore. She always dreamed of becoming a royal mage like her brother and father, but that's impossible now. Her only drive to keep training is thanks to Main's guidance. Right then, they hear Boss's screams. Turns out, a wild beast is rampaging in the fields, destroying their crops, and it's charging to attack. It's stopped by Bano's magic. Bossa doesn't want to kill it, since it has awareness, unlike other beasts. Baya assesses the situation and realizes Sibe scared it, so she tells the bear to turn back into a rabbit. Right after, she uses her expert horse-taming skills to befriend the creature. Impressed, the girls think of asking Banaza to expand. Banaza thrives in trade, with Fenris by his side, their love story etching into legend. Banaza. Right at that moment, the sky darkened abruptly. Nearby, the dark sorceress and the dog-turned hero had arrived to seek revenge on First. Banaza, seeing the chaos, stepped out and quickly grasped the situation. He immediately called his wife to help the people. The princess brought 4 soldiers with her. The woman waved her hand, sending 3 flying away. The 2A beings sensed the evil power and approached. Behold. From that, she already knew who the opponent was. It turns out, when she was alive, she was the most powerful dark sorceress in the Cirrus Kingdom, one who had touched the forbidden dark magic not meant for humans. Back then, before she could wreak much havoc, she was slain by the hero of that era. Her soul, filled with resentment, lingered on. The royal family had no choice but to seal her beneath the sword that also sealed the 2A. As a result, when the seal broke, the internal forces that held her dissipated, allowing her to escape. Fenris blamed this mess on her demon friend, who in turn blamed humanity for being too weak, relying on the sealing sword to imprison her along with that foolish hero who freed himself. Hearing this, the couple was at a loss for words. The 2A volunteered to handle their master's worries, and Banazza agreed as long as no one got hurt. They could do whatever else. Meanwhile, he and his beloved wife would evacuate the remaining people. First, despite having only 1 guard left, remained calm and unafraid. The woman held no grudge against her, but since the previous royal family had wronged her, she sought vengeance on their descendants. As she attacked, the 2A stepped in to protect, shocking her deeply. Demons standing with humans? What a joke. The 2A declared she was their master's concern, and as servants they had to resolve it. The sorceress scoffed, thinking demons who couldn't fulfill wishes posed no threat. As she launched her attack, her spells were blocked. True to their nature, demons could nullify all forms of magic. Seeing her spells fail, she unleashed her beast, but even that was repelled. The power gap was immense, forcing the sorceress to use her full strength for any chance of victory. She enhanced the hero with dark magic, making him gigantic, but he shrank back in seconds as the spell was erased. Only Banazza could do that. He and his wife had saved everyone and came to check. Seeing the massive monster, he stepped in to prevent more city damage. The 2A bowed in apology for not handling it well. Such submission from demons shocked all witnesses. To make amends, she used her absorption technique to turn the sorceress into a candy piece. Thus, the hero and his companion were saved, returning to normal. The magic candy would be absorbed by her for safekeeping, as it would spoil quickly outside. In essence, inside her, it's a spiritual world to reform stubborn ones like her for a while. Once reformed, they'll be released to serve the master. Fenris was quite pleased with that. As for the fake hero, Banazza didn't want to deal with him, leaving it to the soldiers. After this event, First realized Banazza was the true hero they sought and came to greet him. She thanked him for saving her, not once but twice. Once before, escaping the trap the 2A set, she also apologized for the king's mistreatment of him. And the main point. First wanted to invite Banazza back to the palace as the real hero to save the kingdom from the demon army. Banazza refused outright, saying he wasn't a hero and didn't want to get deeply involved in this world. He'd only help if he saw someone in immediate danger. Besides, he had a wife and wanted a peaceful life away from wars. Back home, the 3 girls shared their wishes, to expand their farmland. The newly tamed demon horse was incredibly strong. Once they had more crops, they could sell them in the city. Fenris was surprised they could tame such a beast. If it was tamed by her husband like Sibe, that'd be one thing, but taming it like a normal horse worried her. Bayer knew about the creature and thought as long as it was in a spacious environment, it could be managed. Seeing their determination, Banazza agreed. He said he'd talk to the Lord tomorrow to buy land, so they wouldn't feel like freeloaders. He'd let them pay 30% of the land cost and profits from sales. They felt relieved and dove into preparations. Banazza also asked them to try planting some hard-to-grow types. Normally, they'd use magic to adjust the temperature, but that would fall to him. So, Ha stepped up to handle the plants with magic. Banazza agreed, wanting to observe and learn. She decided to attend school for more magic studies and even get hired as a teacher to earn money. Everyone supported her. She thanked Banazza for teaching and giving her so much. That afternoon, the 2A enchanted the land for farming. The only one idle was Balrosa. Seeing everyone busy, she wanted to open a shop. Fenris got excited, sure their shop would attract customers. Seizing the moment, Banazza proposed to his wife. He had prepared 2 rings as proof of their love. His wife was speechless with joy. The scene shifted to the fake hero, now locked in a cage. His companion was in the next room, talking endlessly but unable to connect. Back to Balrosa, she had a strange dream that night. She became the bride of the Demon King in a grand ceremony. The Sly One came to congratulate, and started the wedding. The Demon King entered in elegant attire, shocking her. As a wedding gift, the Demon Clan would conquer the world and give it to Balrosa. Right after, the Demon King kissed the bride. That's when the unlucky girl woke up in the real world, screaming in horror at the recurring dream. Everyone in the room lost sleep because of her. By morning, the dream's echoes lingered, leaving her in a foul mood. Fenris noticed her friend's gloom and asked. Balrosa said she was fine, just having insomnia lately. The other woman thought insomnia was a sign of lovesickness. Maybe Balrosa had someone in her heart but was too shy to say. The other women in the house jumped in to gossip about love. Someone joked it might be the Demon King, making her jump in shock, unable to face the truth. Come to think of it, the Demon King visited Balrosa often lately. She argued he was just visiting Banazza, not her. But no one believed it. If she wasn't home, he left early, but if she was, he lingered. In short, her looks and talents were unmatched, and she made a strong impression from their first meeting. They all hoped it was true, like Banazza and Fenris's love that crossed boundaries. Hearing that, the wife shared her love story with her husband. The 2A wanted to hear how they fell for each other. Fenris didn't hesitate, saying she loved her husband for his strength and gentleness, a true pack leader. Sometimes, she cherished his innocence. Normally, her wolf clan chose mates through combat. One slip, and it's over. But Banazza had no guards up, full of openings. So, in this love battle, Fenris won without much effort. She stayed by his side, gradually making him fall deeply for her. Now, they were happy, with him acknowledging her, allowing endless affection without annoyance. Banazza overheard it all and felt embarrassed, calling himself just a grain of rice. His wife joyfully apologized for spilling her passionate feelings. Just then, the system alerted Banazza to a demon intruder in their territory. Earlier, he had built a magic barrier to keep beasts out, so the intruder couldn't enter yet. The scene shifted to First, who received news that Banazza had donated a large sum to them. Despite the king's abuse, he had a kind heart and helped with money instead of force. She wanted to meet him to thank his generosity. Besides that, there was urgent news. The fake hero and his companion had escaped prison. His stats outmatched the guards, making the escape easy. Knowing he'd bring more trouble, First ordered his capture. Now, he and his companion hid in the forest. He was furious about the demons putting him in this mess. He had stolen a bottomless bag but hadn't checked its contents. Continuing in the same format for the remaining subtitles, ensuring vivid language and emotional depth, the hero didn't see it as theft, just rightful compensation. The king had promised him riches, so taking these was fair. He expected gold or treasures inside, but it was just a box. In the box was a shovel, implying, no work, no eat. As soldiers chased, they vanished. They thought they were safe, but ended up digging a hole to hide in. Though the shovel dug fast, escaping it was another story. The scene shifted to the Demon King's castle, where he urged finding his target. Uliminas had mobilized all spies but found nothing. She feared they went to another kingdom, but he didn't believe it. Banazza was strong but could only teleport to known places. She seemed to hide the Demon King from them, lying about the search. He prioritized it over war, annoying many. Though the purification spell weakened, their vanguard could infiltrate to pave the way. Infiltrate to open paths for their army. In short, they disliked his methods and deliberately avoided searching. He was furious, telling Uliminas that Banazza alone could create purification like human mages. He refused to sacrifice his people for an uncertain bloody path. Though his subordinates disagreed, he stood firm. He didn't blame Uliminas much, sticking to his principle, never let demon blood spill for an unclear end. These words pleased another woman listening, the Demon King's younger sister. The Demon King knew his brother plotted to become the new king. He was called Gugat, as strong as his brother. The delay in invasion and inviting humans as generals was unbearable. He didn't care about Banazza's power. If they disobeyed, crush them all by force. Back to Banazza and his wife shopping for ingredients. Fenris eagerly anticipated new dishes for her husband. Banazza worried about the barrier's reaction. The intruder seemed harmless, so he didn't act yet. Seizing the moment, he invited his wife out for a meal. Fenris waited for that, wanting a romantic date. As they enjoyed it, they saw their acquaintance's shop closing and asked why. She said she was old and couldn't manage anymore. Though sad to leave, it was inevitable. Another factor, her suppliers suffered from the Demon King's army. Trade routes were destroyed in the war with Syros Kingdom. Suddenly, Fenris lost her date mood from the sorrow. If distant lands felt this, what would full war bring? Yet, people's resilience was admirable. If one trade failed, build another. At the eatery, they met Balrosa nearby and invited her to join. She owed them greatly. Rarely having such a chance, she wanted to treat them. Fenris regretted not getting alone time with her husband but held back. Still, she wondered what made Balrosa so happy to offer. Balrosa explained she got promoted by the Adventurers Guild, increasing her quest pay, so she thought of them. Her recent monster hunting was to forget the nightmare of marrying the Demon King. As they chatted, the 2A flew in with urgent news. She sensed a massive magic presence approaching their master and worried, ready to fight. With people around staring, Fenris stopped her. Besides, it wasn't an enemy, it was the Demon King himself. This shocked Balrosa. Speak of the devil, and he appeared. He was glad to meet his friends after searching so long. So, they all sat together, enjoying the meal. The unlucky Balrosa couldn't stay calm facing him. He even mentioned wanting a serious talk with her, fueling the marriage idea. Thinking of that future, she trembled. It had been ages since the Demon King tasted human food, so he was delighted. He shared that before becoming king, he often patrolled to enjoy human cuisine. In the demon realm, they had food shops, but lacked human-style cooking. Banaza imagined eating raw meat and shuddered. Conveniently, the Demon King asked if Balrosa could cook. Fenris bragged that she made sweets expertly and taught her. In short, it was amazing. Hearing of his interest in human culture, Banaza asked, "Beyond food, why study it?" Cultural prosperity boosts military strength. Mentioning war soured the atmosphere. Balrosa saw his visit as enemy scouting. The Demon King didn't deny it, as he still wanted to recruit Banaza. This infuriated her. He knew their life avoided wars, yet pulled them in, trampling their peace. In the argument, he had a point. Both sides wanted talents like Banaza and would pursue them. He just had easier access. As a demon leader, his duty was to bring happiness by conquering humans. If it meant stepping on lives, he'd do it for advantage. In short, Banaza and his wife stuck to not joining the war, seeing him as a friend. Though prolonged demon exposure could sicken them, Banaza was too strong to care about the toxins. The 2A explained that in demon and beast groups, some control their magic, others don't. Excess in the air is poison to humans, making coexistence impossible. As said before, war ends only when one side is erased. Their tamed beasts like Sibe controlled it, so no worry. In short, arguing all day wouldn't solve it, so the Demon King excused himself for ruining the fun. He promised to meet Balrosa again, as fate bound them. After the meal, everyone left in thoughtful silence. The other 3 girls returned with food and asked what happened. Balrosa stayed quiet, so they did too. Later, Banaza hugged his wife tightly, their love bridging demon and human divides. Fenris was joyful but worried by his intensity. The scene shifted to the hero and his companion, still trapped in the hole, trying to climb out but slipping from exhaustion. That day, Fenris made a delicious meal for everyone. No one knew what made her so happy to feast like this. The 4 girls tasted it and praised it as better than restaurants. Her skills were improving. No wonder they had feasts weekly. Who wouldn't love that? She credited it to teacher Milen, who taught her directly. Now, the teacher had moved nearby to teach, so she visited. Part of it was Milen focusing on lessons to help her win her husband. The reward was the wedding ring, proving their love. Hearing that, Milen was thrilled and taught her advanced family dishes. Not only skilled, but she was insightful, saying kids loved them. Hearing that, the 4 felt awkward, as they were married, so kids might come, or maybe they were the kids, making everyone embarrassed. Just then, First and her soldiers arrived at their home. Banaza and his wife were surprised. He refused being a hero, so why come? She wanted to thank and apologize again, hoping he'd help the kingdom on the brink. The 4 girls in the house were nervous with the princess visiting. Was their tea worthy? First didn't care about that. She asked them to leave so she could talk to Banaza alone. Fenris refused, as his wife, and didn't want anyone dragging him into nonsense. So, she stayed, or they'd leave. Even the Demon King was sent away if rude. The princess had no choice. He didn't blame them, as it was over. He was just a normal person now, not a hero. After beating around, Banaza asked her to get to the point. She showed a crucial map. The bright spots were key defense points for the kingdom's protection. Each commander carried magic to show on the map for her to command forces. Banaza was shocked she shared such secrets. The purification effects in surrounding cities would fade, letting demons attack, endangering lives. Meanwhile, the kingdom's sorcerers weren't fully recovered. Even with terrain advantages, they'd be useless against the diverse demon army. They needed him to protect those cities. His wife thought they were too casual, pulling her husband in. He hated wars. First said the sorcerers would soon recover and might come for Banaza due to his demon ties. It sounded like a threat, fueling Fenris's anger. The princess just stated facts. Once her father returned, she'd lose authority. He'd handle everything. If they failed with Banaza, trouble would follow. She planned to claim the throne by holding her father accountable for disrespecting the true hero, forcing his abdication. Though he protected the kingdom before, his methods left the weak behind. She wanted to save all to overthrow him. She needed to show skills rivaling or surpassing his for council and people approval. She wanted Banaza to guard the weak spots, gaining public support to take control. Fenris saw it as exploiting his kindness for the throne. Banaza stayed calm, asking if not siding with demons was enough. He saw through her. She used the map to test him and asked for undefended areas only. In short, she just wanted protection for the vulnerable, nothing more. This made him think. The scene shifted to the fake hero couple, now wanted everywhere with a high bounty, exciting adventurers to chase them. His companion was sad after escaping the hole, now hunted. The hero comforted her, promising a bright future once his career soared. They were starving and exhausted. He gave her some bread, as that was all they had. He grew to like her more for staying despite everything. She felt the same, amazed he saved her from prison, making him look heroic. So, how could she leave? The doomed couple faced another attack from spiderwebs the hero couldn't break. It was the minion of the Demon King's brother. She was seeking sacrifices and was thrilled to find them. That night, Banaza and his wife lay awake over the morning's events. His wife wanted to sleep together. On the request, he hated wars, but feared inaction would cost lives. In this world, what was his purpose? As promised, he wouldn't return home and would live with his wife. Without purpose, their future kids would suffer. If they had demon-human children, they'd be ostracized. He wanted a world where humans and demons could coexist and laugh. Though tough, he'd try for that goal. His wife believed if it was him, it was possible, and wanted to help for that bright future. The scene shifted to the next day in a demon-attacked countryside. People fled for their lives. An innocent child picked food, unaware of demons behind. Luckily, as it attacked, Fenris and Banaza arrived, creating a small barrier to protect and send the child home. The demons fumed at the unbreakable barrier. Banaza hid his identity to avoid fame and rewards. Perhaps from the start, hearing the princess, he was drawn in. His wife misunderstood, thinking he'd become her knight. In the demon world, one husband could have many wives, worrying Fenris. Banaza explained his loss was different, not becoming a knight. The demons were confused, seeing the silver wolf with humans. Banaza warned them, retreat or face logout. They raged at the insult. They were weak, couldn't breach the barrier, let alone fight. Then, a demon general appeared to smash it. He was huge and strong, as Fenris assessed, under the brother Demon King's command, furious, no mercy. So, Banaza prepared to act. The general knew of Fenris's kin. He mocked her weakness for siding with humans. She was angry at her clan's disrespect and asked her husband to let her fight, showing their power. Banaza didn't stop her. Defeating the leader would make the rest retreat. The battle began quickly. She used her agile movements to wound his limbs, then toyed with spells. He was teleported, throwing his club, but she reversed it, making him take the hit. Dazed, she stabbed through his wounds, pinning him down. Surrender yet? He stubbornly ordered his troops to attack. The couple didn't want bloodshed, so they immobilized, all with magic. The troops feared the binding spell. That proved their strength. Victory was clear. Fenris dominated without seriousness. Banaza healed him and sent him away. From the start, he could teleport them away, but they'd return. So, he fought to teach them a lesson. If they heeded his advice, fine. If not, he'd face them any time. He flashed thunderous power, scaring the demons to retreat. Not in vain, their home practice paid off. To scare enemies, use presence, act cool, and burst strength to show superiority. Though done, Fenris knew they'd attack if ordered. The best way was to make it unforgettable, but Banaza disliked that, as it fueled hatred. Just then, locals, tipped by the child, thanked them. Seeing Fenris's might, they asked, and Banaza called her his most trusted partner. The child thanked Fenris for saving them, mentioning they came on the princess's word to build trust. That day, the couple saved many, and news reached first. The Silver Wolf Rider's identity was unknown, but wherever they helped, they credited the princess. People everywhere sent thanks to her. She realized Banaza acted, overjoyed as it aided her throne claim. On their side, the couple repelled demons again. This reached the Demon King, angering him at his brother for defying orders. Just then, his left hand reported the brother had rebelled, seizing the throne. Without action, worse would come. The minion prepared to sacrifice the doomed couple for power against the Demon King. The brother was confident, eager for the showdown. She believed with the evil god's power, even the Demon King couldn't win. He was on his way back, so the brothers would clash for what they wanted. The next day, he and Uliminas arrived at Banaza's for shelter. Fenris thought it a joke, but their serious faces convinced her. Banaza understood and asked what happened. The friend recounted yesterday's rebellion. While watching the couple, his subordinate reported his brother plotting for the throne. Uliminas, in the castle, heard from allies about the challenge. The four heavenly kings' duty was to witness it. As the saying goes, win and rule, lose and apologize. The sly one wanted to arrest the rebels but couldn't. They supported the challenge, disliking his recent ways, thinking war neglect odd. In short, he raised them, but circumstances forced their stance to awaken the true king. Uliminus was furious, forced to follow to the brother. He sat on the throne marking his claim. His minion demanded no interference. Only Uliminus defied, calling the minion arrogant. Everyone knew the king cared for demons most, so she charged in. But their power gap was vast. Her claws couldn't harm the brother. He struck her down. As she threw her broken claw, the minion blocked it. She planned to bind Uliminus, but the demon king and his subordinate arrived. The brothers confronted, challenging for the throne. The minion moved to sacrifice the doomed couple for advantage. He realized it, not wanting a meaningless fight with his insolent brother. The brother said his subordinates agreed, so he must fight. Knowing that, the demon king asked why he saw his ways as foolish. He accused him of indulging in human pleasures, sparing humans, and withdrawing troops against advice. The minion added he seemed to side with humans, spreading through the army, so they must fight to end it. He countered they sent troops without his order. The brother admitted it. The demon king asked if his subordinates agreed. Their silence spoke. He was done with their folly, discarding his king ring. He believed his actions benefited demons, but if not, he'd step down. The brother felt insulted and attacked, but was struck back for Uliminus. Before leaving, he bid farewell to his subordinates for their service. They meant to awaken him, not this. The doomed couple escaped amid chaos. That was the event, leaving them homeless, so they sought shelter here, penniless. Banaza sympathized, but needed everyone's input. Just then, Balrosa returned, shocked at the demon king's visit. Banaza explained they might stay, and asked the girls' opinions. The swordswoman was more shocked. If he stayed, chaos would follow. The demon king was cheerful about it. Later, all girls gathered, fearful of the former king living there. To ease them, he clarified he'd abdicated, and had no army ties. In short, he was homeless, hoping they'd agree. They could stay in demon lands, but it'd cause gossip. A retired king living luxuriously? His only friend was Banaza, so he came. Fenris defended him, saying the recent attack was the new king's doing. Uliminus had some savings but couldn't spend. Her spies followed, using it for them. He valued them for timely intel, minimizing losses. Uliminus was annoyed he always thought of others. She called him by name, no king title now. He explained he didn't want to rule like his father, so he seized the throne to change things. Though not king, he wanted his changes to last, and learn from Banaza to stop the war before demons suffered. He wasn't their enemy and promised no harm. Banaza and his wife agreed to host them. Seeing that, the other girls okayed it, welcoming new friends. The 2A had no issues if their master did. Only Balrosa couldn't accept it, calling him still the demon king. Plus, Uliminus brought dragons before, so no. Fenris felt sad. Turning them away was ungrateful, as they were her former leaders in need. Suddenly, Balrosa became the villain. Banaza told his wife to stop. It sounded forceful and unfair. Seba agreed to let them stay, confusing Balrosa more. Pressured, she consented, delighting Fenris. The next morning, the former demon king went to Balrosa's field for work, not idling. She didn't need help with the 2A already there. He tried training Baya's black horse, his aura overwhelming the beasts, scaring them. He didn't like that, and sent him away, saddening the former king. Next, he went to Banaza's weapon room. Lately, he made top weapons for humans to earn. Besides shields and arms, he crafted adventurer gear. He tested them with the girls for market fit, and adjusted accordingly. Seeing shields from dragon scales, he felt down. Those were his proud army. Uliminus foolishly brought them and got burned. In short, the winner takes all. They attacked first. Banaza pondered, saying the shields with magic were useful against demons, causing headaches. But they'd not be used in war, just for adventurers, not group fights. Seeing his closeness with Banaza, Uliminus wondered about human-demon gaps, both strong, so irrelevant. He looked vibrant now, unlike leading demons. Perhaps he overthought then. That night, the house partied outside. Everyone laughed, except Balrosa, isolating from marrying the old king Fear. As all slept, she stargazed, questioning, "What is love? Why so cruel?" The couple, sensing her sorrow, brought tea and sweets to talk. Knowing they cared, she was glad. On hosting the demon king, she was still thinking, not the owner, just a guest. Their quick agreement confused her. Banaza shared liking this life, crafting, hunting together. In short, everyone here mattered. Balrosa felt out of place like the others. Still, she wanted to stay with Banaza and Fenris. Her demon hatred ran deep. Though seeing them with demons, she felt off. She never frontlined but saw maimed soldiers, fueling her resentment. Banaza explained it was natural, not selfish. Many thought like that, so no self-blame. Just live right. If she saw the demon king like Fenris, all would be fine. Fenris was his army once and planned to capture the girls, but her cooking changed that. For him, time would tell. The next day, she understood, viewing them better and warning no harm to humans or she'd end them. He was glad. Ulaminus found it funny. From shaking yesterday to threatening today? They shook hands, hoping her care during their stay. The swordswoman then hunted with Seb for a feast. The scene shifted to the doomed couple fleeing demon lands. The hero stole treasures, excited to sell for money. No more street sleeping or scraps. The future looked promising. Since the brother took over, they won no battles, confusing him. Humans were weak, yet his troops always retreated. He thought strength won wars, ignoring strategy. Fighting without plans meant defeat. The 4 heavenly kings saw his incompetence and sighed. The minion explained their advance routes had traps, making approach hard. Hearing traps ridiculous, his brother never had that. He wanted a massive army to overwhelm them, and told her to figure it out, slapping her. The 4 were done. Ulaminus handled meetings. Without intelligence, key to everything, morale dropped, demons would fall to humans. To prevent that, the minion boosted spirits. The scene shifted to the dear couple. Today, Fenris won hot spring tickets. This could lead to 3 returning. Surely a child would come. Before joy, they said it was for groups, at least 3. She was mad, having to bring others. Surprisingly, the springs had all races, no holding back. Everyone went, making all happy. Only Fenris regretted not alone with Banazza. He encouraged using it to bond with the Demon King and Ulaminas. Apparently, 7 springs with various benefits. The 2A were amazed, never been. The girls listed uses: healing, vitality, skincare, magic recovery, and most important, bearing children. Hearing that, Fenris perked up, seeking the childbearing spring and dragging her husband. Inside, they were warmly welcomed, everything prepared, just register. As no one noticed, she asked her attendant for the path and got directions, wishing her luck, thrilling her. Instead, the brother and his army were there incognito. They nearly clashed with the girls, but the minions stopped it. They disguised as another race to bathe, causing a scene would ruin it. The brother relented. To blend, they wore magic-suppressing rings to hide their aura, escaping the demon territory at last. Before that, Hero had snatched a bit of treasure from there, filling him with eager excitement. If they sell it, they'll rake in a fortune. With some luck, from now on, they won't have to sleep rough on the streets or scavenge for scraps anymore. The future shines bright with promise. After Rugus seized control of the demon race, he hasn't claimed a single victory against humans, leaving him baffled. The enemy is just frail human folk, yet his forces keep pulling back. He figured raw power alone would secure victory, but he doesn't grasp that battles hinge on strategy and wits. Charging into fights without a plan? No wonder they're losing. The 4 heavenly kings see Rugus as utterly inept and feel disheartened, staying silent. Fufan explains it's because their attack routes are riddled with traps, making it impossible to reach human forces before defeat strikes. Hearing about traps seems absurd to him, since he's never seen go-run operations that way. Rugus is all about brute force, wanting to muster a massive army that blasts through any obstacles. But he doesn't think about where such an army would come from. He just punches Fufan and twists her words, telling her to figure it out herself. The 4 heavenly kings are beyond saving this mess, as it's always been. At every meeting's start, Ulaminus meticulously prepares everything, but their vital intelligence unit is gone now. Morale in their ranks has plummeted, and at this rate the demon army will crumble before humans. To prevent that, Fufan devises a plan to boost spirits. The scene shifts to the beloved couple. Today, Fenris's wife hits the jackpot, winning a trip to the hot springs. This could turn into a family adventure, 2 going in, 3 coming out for sure. They must add another little one. But the joy fades fast when they learn the tickets are for groups only, not just couples. At least 3 people are needed, so she grudgingly invites some folks from home. Surprisingly, the hot springs area welcomes all kinds of races with open arms. Once there, no one holds back. The whole household joins in for the fun, lifting everyone's spirits. Only Fenris feels a pang of regret, wishing for alone time with Banazza. He encourages using the trip to bond with Go and Ulaminas. They hear there are 7 distinct hot spring zones, each with unique powers. It all sounds mysteriously enchanting, as none of them have been here before. The 4 ladies share the different benefits, from healing ailments and boosting vitality to smoothing skin, restoring magic energy, and most crucially, aiding in conceiving a child. Hearing that, Fenris snaps to attention, eager to find the fertility spring and pull her husband in. Stepping inside, their group is warmly greeted by the attentive staff. Everything's set up perfectly, they just need to register. Seizing a quiet moment, the wolf girl quietly asks a staff member for directions to the fertility spring and gets pointed the way. with well wishes that leave Fenris delighted. Meanwhile, Rugus and his troops are here to unwind. They nearly clash with the four ladies from the household by accident, but Fu Fan steps in to stop it. They're disguised as another race to enjoy the baths undetected. Any fuss would blow their cover and ruin the relaxation for the soldiers. Rugus backs off upon hearing that. To blend in, they wear special bracelets that suppress their demonic aura. If it leaks out too much, they'll be exposed as demons. Go's group senses something off about them. He doesn't know what the demon army is up to, but decides to ignore it for now, as long as paths don't cross. Fenris's wife strictly forbids letting that group spot them. When the Demon King thinks of greeting his kin, he's scolded it's like stirring up trouble in their hidden haven. This is their meaningful escape with Banaza, and she won't let anyone spoil it. Later, after changing, they get assigned rooms as per the host's arrangements, going with the flow. So, Fenris aims for the room perfect for starting a family. The two try to tag along as escorts, but the wolf girl holds them back. This time, she's not letting anyone intrude on their private moments like last time. With her determination shining through, the others back off. She's set on creating a new life with her husband right away, so she whisks Banaza off in a hurry. Soon, the demon girl delves into her inner world, where the dark sorceress from before is imprisoned, seeking advice on the intimate arts of couples. Ever since seeing Fenris wanting to be with Banaza, the two of us suddenly felt curious, so we wanted to explore what made it so fun. The other one fearfully said that sleeping together is only for lovers. Besides, they're both girls, so how could they practice? But we still wanted to try, since we can change our gender and grow what we need that should work, right? Terrified, she pushed our consciousness out, refusing to be taken, as she was still pure. The white demon was puzzled why she was rejected and transported to the young couple's spot. By now, they had reached the hot springs area for family making. The wife teased with some awkward lines, making everyone blush. She even dragged the young man into the women's section that was bold. Luckily, he squirmed away. Later, while bathing, the two spouses could still chat through the separating wall, so they brought it up. They talked about how they never had a real honeymoon, so after this trip they'd plan a private one. This thrilled Fenris with joy. Earlier, not being able to bathe with her husband left her disappointed, thinking a family spot should let them share. Still, it had its charm, building that exciting tension. As for the girls back at the house, each one explored on their own. Baya headed straight to the love zone to learn about adult matters. Somehow, the two of us got interested too, so we paired up with her, making her terribly embarrassed. We hoped the demon girl would keep it secret. Then, we pulled each other in to explore bodies right away. Meanwhile, the other three girls went drinking, as the place was full of tasty food and drinks. Delicious. Balos kept glancing at G, so their friends teased and pushed for them to get closer, inviting him over. G complimented the ladies, saying they looked stunning today, such a refined touch. Eulaminus shot back, telling him not to act all fancy, as the Demon King shouldn't lose his edge like that. But that was before. Now, he doesn't care. Once invited and offered a drink, he joined right in, making the chatty girl nearby fume with jealousy. The Demon Clan partied hard, complaining that human food was awful, yet they devoured it anyway. Their subordinates then started a small brawl, punching away without noticing a necklace had fallen, unleashing demon energy. Coincidentally, the hero and his unlucky girlfriend were there too. After arriving, they thought they'd escaped the Demon Clan's pursuit. The big girl wanted to bathe and eat. The fake hero said, "Alright, let's have fun today." They had those Demon Clan gems anyway. But as soon as he spoke, demon energy burst out, absorbed by this thing. From there, the fake hero was affected. Then, he got pulled into the Demon Clan's fight. It started as play, but it escalated to real blows. Chu Ya realized Fu Fan was the one who captured them for sacrifice and panicked. If they got caught again, their lives were over. The demon energy, after being absorbed by the hero's stone, resonated with his body. Bad luck struck again, making the fake hero lose control and turn into a monster. On the other side, Eulaminus was asked by Balos if she wanted to restore G as Demon King. Of course, in the Demon Clan, the leader should be the strongest. Plus, he truly cares for his people and subordinates. For the Black Cat Girl, no one is more worthy than Lord G. The swordswoman saw her kindness and selflessness, and it warmed her heart. Eulaminus's behavior was like that of a secret admirer. B. Rosa asked if she really loved the former Demon King, making the cat girl blush. The out-of-control monster then attacked their area, endangering the guests. The owner tried to save people, putting herself at risk. Thankfully, Men was nearby and stepped in to help. He asked his wife to do something to save those in danger. She agreed, but forgot to dress, startling the young man. Meanwhile, the monster kept raging. From G's view, this was caused by a crystallized demon energy mass. Bossa was surprised the demon clan was here. Uluminas had to admit they'd seen Ruga's group arrive, suspecting this was their scheme. The three girls from the house wanted to help the victims. The cat girl advised them to evacuate instead, as they couldn't do much. At that level, the former demon king thought Banaza would handle it. The swordswoman disagreed, worrying about unexpected trouble. They couldn't just watch people suffer. Besides, men always gets involved in human-demon conflicts. He's neutral, yet keeps fixing these issues, so the three girls didn't want that. They stayed to support the couple. No matter what, they'd go save people. G saw their resolve and felt proud, wanting to act despite Fenris's warning not to cause chaos. Witnessing the former demon king's nobility, the cat girl felt shy about her earlier confession of love for G. Just then, Fenris arrived, dealing with the ones ruining their romantic trip. Ruga greeted his brother and challenged him to a fight. Bossa and her friends split up. She'd report to Banaza, while the others evacuated the people. The brothers' battle began. Ruga used the monster's demon energy to attack, but G blocked it effortlessly. After all, he was the mightiest demon king. Only Ruga refused to accept that, always seeking to prove himself. Seeing it ineffective, Ruga leaped to control the giant monster. Its attack targeted Uluminas but was stopped by G, frustrating his brother. At this rate, the hot springs might be destroyed, so they planned to eliminate the threat. Below, Men was holding back the collapse with magic when Bossa arrived with updates. Everyone was fine, but their side was fighting the Demon King and his allies. Since he hadn't heard about this from his wife, he was surprised. Still, he didn't think G was colluding with them as she suspected. He told her to see things clearly, knowing the truth yet doubting. Knowing G and his wife were handling it, he stayed calm, saying he'd maintain this until they finished. High above, the opponent amped up demon energy in his strikes, successfully grabbing G. He remained composed, even with his arms bound, pulling the monster to smash into the wall. That guy's demon energy control was truly annoying. So, he asked Fenris for help. Uluminas said removing that magic stone would strip his power. Hearing that, the wolf girl got fired up, seeing it as the thing wrecking their trip. Instantly, she teleported close and landed a massive punch on the unlucky hero's face. The hero's body flew back, shattering the magic stone. Thus, the demon energy monster vanished. The hero's girlfriend was saved by the former demon king, and the fight continued. Seeing his brother save humans, Ruga called G a coward, but that didn't affect his strength at all. Uluminas was tasked with handling the demon king's subordinates to stop more chaos. Before getting serious, the brother asked if his sibling would back down. He'd been waiting for a fight like this, so he ignored it. Ruga kept enhancing his punches with demon energy, but the destruction was reduced thanks to Banaza's magic interference. Seeing that, G fought confidently, knowing it wouldn't harm anyone. He told Ruga, now king, to learn to observe his surroundings. This only fueled his brother's anger, leading to a barrage of punches that missed, as their power gap was vast. As for Uluminas, she asked her old comrades what they were doing. They claimed they just came to bathe, but really it was Fufan's fault. She charged in to teach her a lesson. Above, after blocking all attacks, G countered with illusion magic, unleashing invisible punches on his opponent. Ruga guessed it was a rebound spell but knew he could still take damage. So, he amped up his demon energy to transform his body for more power. G was caught off guard and hit. He didn't counter immediately, choosing to endure and gauge the damage. Ruga thought his brother's foolish peace with humans had weakened him, stripping his attack potential. Like that, he kept going, with a headbutt aiming to end the fight. Before he could say more, G got serious, grabbing his insolent brother's head for a lesson. He said he didn't want to use this move, but it was the only way to end this, so he activated it instantly. All demon energy in Ruga was sealed, stripping his power. For demons, energy is everything. With it sealed, he was as strong as an ordinary person. Ruga was shocked, never hearing of such a skill. It was a huge threat to demons. If humans could use it, thankfully it was developed by G to defeat the previous demon king. Originally, human mages experimented but failed. If they could wield it, demons would be doomed. The former demon king's strength and vision differed from his predecessors. Using force to subjugate humans could lead to demon extinction. The owner and her team used advanced control spells, capturing the troublemakers without them using any power. What a surprise! Even the 4 heavenly kings below were restrained. Uluminas barely had to act. It was all sorted. This place had protective magic for such emergencies. Naturally, they didn't want to deal with the disruptors, so they teleported them back. Fenris saw the fake hero still out and slapped him awake, claiming it was to purge his demon energy, but really, it was payback for what he did to her husband. Then, she ran to report. That men wanted to use magic to repair the building, so she urged everyone to stay back. With his incredible ability, the luxury inn was restored in a flash. Everyone felt joyful, ready to fully enjoy the trip now. They all pitched in to clean up and care for the injured guests. The unlucky couple was chased again by the locals. In fear, the hero grabbed his multi-tool shovel to dig an escape hole, but he hit a hot spring vein, sending them far away. This added water to the springs, restoring everything. All the resort staff bowed in gratitude to Banazza and his group. Without them, this place would have been a battlefield. Thankfully, no one died. G was about to apologize, feeling it was partly his fault, but Euleminus stopped him. To repay them, the owner hoped they'd stay longer. Fenris beamed with delight, thinking they could finally enjoy the trip. Soon after, the girls headed to the hot springs to relax. In the wolf girl's mind, she thought about the ritual with her husband, to soon have a child. Euleminus, being a cat, feared water, but jumped in for pride. After a while, feeling the warmth, she enjoyed it. Seeing Boss's figure after undressing, so impressive, the cat girl couldn't help but stare. Like this, G might get captivated by her. As for why Ha-Ah didn't join the fight, she was still doing adult things with Bera, the dark sorceress. Inside the body, seeing those two being so bold, daring to bathe with the demon girls. As unclear beings, if they grew certain parts, it wouldn't be strange. Worried for Banazza, she curiously asked where her friend went during the fight. Asked about something sensitive, Baya dodged. Unexpectedly. The two said they were enjoying secret moments together. Seeing her react strongly, they guessed something fun happened, so they tickled her to spill. Nearby, Banazza and his friend bathed, hearing the girls' laughter, lifting their spirits. Soaking in the hot springs like this helped them shed burdens and connect with nature, bringing peace to their hearts like calm waters. Men never thought he'd bathe with him like this. After all the events, their bond grew stronger. Reminiscing, he recalled being intrigued by him from the start. Facing his overwhelming power without flinching, ignoring fame or fortune, using strength wisely to save others. Not for personal gain, he thought partnering with him could build a beautiful bridge between humans and demons. He humbly said he was overrated. Sadly, no magic exists to stop world conflicts. He realized wars will always erupt. He didn't know how to fix it, but with good friends in this world, he'd do everything in his power, with their help, to prevent wars. Hearing that, G wanted to be one of those friends, stopping conflicts together. After bathing, the group was treated to premium food. With their hungry stomachs, they devoured it all. Fenris got something special. The staff knew she wanted a child, so they gifted eel-filled pastries to boost her husband's vitality. Eating this, tonight would go as planned. Rosa apologized to the former demon king for doubting him and thanked him for saving everyone. He said he could never make her sad. Euleminus heard and got jealous, blocking any budding feelings. That night, when all were asleep, Fenris sneaked to her husband to warm things up. Finally, the couple had their private time. Good thing everything was resolved, or they'd have left. He asked what she thought of humans after living with them. She found them kind and grew fond. She asked why he brought it up. He just wanted confirmation, because if their child is human, what then? Also, he feared an upcoming human-demon war, where he'd have to protect the innocent, possibly harming demons and upsetting her. He wanted her by his side always. In war, seeing her would keep him from mistakes, not favoring one side. Hearing that, she joyfully said she'd stay no matter what, as they're a pair. She mentioned wanting a child, building a home. So she leaped into his arms, eyes sparkling. Seeing her like that, he embraced her, welcoming the pull. They ended up together on the veranda. What was meant to happen, did. The next day, Fenris left with her wish fulfilled, in high spirits. The house girls guessed and knew they'd been intimate. The two who missed it felt upset. G didn't get it, as he didn't know such things. Soon after, they teleported home to resume daily life. Everyone's work was going smoothly. Banazza and his friend crafted simple weapons to sell and support their home. Euleminus thought they might open a weapon shop. But who'd dare use his creations? When Balrosa left, she took G's light shield for hunting, praising it. She mentioned the first princess's coronation. After men helped prove her talents, the people supported her. After taking the throne, she sent for her father. Exposed for his cruelties, he fled to avoid imprisonment. The unlucky couple shared his fate, always on the run, digging holes everywhere. Back to Banazza's cozy home with big happiness. After a hard day's work, they gathered together. He wanted to open a shop for their wonderful items. Fenris's dream of a family grew closer, filling her with joy.